Alright, what's up internet? In this video I'm going to talk about the power stanced Orma and Reeve's Greatshields. These shields, when I found out that you can use them, I was very intrigued and wanted to try it out. They're obtained by farming the Imperious Knights in the Undead Crypt. Each knight will drop either of them. It's kind of a random drop, I guess. I don't know what the percentages are. But in order to power stance these, which is what you're going to want to do, because without a power stance, it's just basically like carrying a great shield on each hand. So to power stance these, you're going to need 49 strength. And once you do, he kind of fluffs his feathers up, and you get access to this sandwich style attack, as well as the standard attacks, which is the heavy one-handed, and you also get the lunging attack, which is integral. Now the thing is, first I'd like to mention that initially when I started using this in PvP, I struggled quite a bit. It is actually pretty hard to strategize, and it's not obvious what the strengths are for this. But after I kind of figured out what the weaknesses are and also learned some of the weird properties of these shields, I started to do a lot better. So let me share what I learned with you. First of all, the biggest problem with this shield I initially noticed with this strategy is that killing them off is very difficult. So if you do the initial large damage, if they decide to run, you're going to need something other than just these shields to finish them off. And I've chosen Forbidden Sun with a Pyromancy Flame. It's really good. So if they run off or give you an opening, you can kill them with Forbidden Sun. That's one solution I came up with. Now, the other problem I was having is obviously the range on this attack is just really terrible. But it does share the great sword property of being able to aim it after you've done the attack. Now, this is really essential too. So, if you look at this lunging attack, unlike all the other lunging attacks that I've used, this one grants a knockdown every time when it connects. As a clean hit. When it connects as a clean hit, it'll knock down. Now, the thing is, it also has a very, very large hitbox, much bigger than the ones I've experienced with other great swords. So if you're in the region, you can, basically get the knockdown. And at that point, when you get the knockdown, there's a 50-50 mix-up when you're waking them up. What you do is, if you walk up to a waking up opponent, the mix-up is he going to roll backwards or is he going to stand still, block, slash, roll laterally? So if he's going to roll backwards, you wake him up with another lunging attack, which will catch him at the end of the roll and get you another knockdown for another 50-50. If he wakes up just blocking or rolling to the side, thinking you're going to do another lunge attack or something else that's linear, like one of these attacks, what you do is you do the sandwich attack just as he's waking up. Then you aim it. You watch what he's doing and you aim it. If he rolls to the side, you track him to the side he's going to. If he just stands there and blocks, you start doing the sandwich combo to, bust his stagger and get an opening. So that's basically the main strategy I've found, other than just spacing and using your high poise, to trade hits and get big damage with this. Now, the biggest weakness I've found for this is basically anyone who's using something like Havel's shield and is just being very defensive, because neither of these shields nor anything about them can break through guard. Since they're shields, you don't have the guard break that most weapons have. So that is a problem with this build. Another problem that I initially ran into but later realized is not that big of an issue is defending against dark infused characters or hexers was initially pretty tough, but I realized that if you infuse the shields with dark magic, the defense for dark goes way up. So as you can see right there, 85 plus without the bonuses is pretty good. So you could basically block any kind of hexes they send your way, which is a very good solution to the initial problem. Now I should say that it is not up to you which shield you have on which arm in order to power stance. So you're always going to have Reeves on the right arm and Orma's on the left arm. Now that's important because when power stance, unlike when non-power stance, you can guard with both with no power stance, but if you power stance it, you can only guard with Reeve's shield. So you don't necessarily have to dark infuse both shields. You can only dark infuse Reeve's shield for blocking, and then you can infuse the other one with whatever you want. I ended up going in that direction to get the dark bonus, so I just because I was already infusing one, so I might as well do the other one. But it's something you can tinker with yourself. I also find that because these weapons don't have any rolling attacks or running attacks or backdash attacks, they just don't exist because they're shields. Because of that, I found that fast roll is unnecessary because you don't really need to roll since you can't really attack out of a roll. So, I mean, what's the point? You just block stuff. And, if you choose, you can do the magic shield. There are other ways to buff. You could use, there are several options. What I've chosen to go with is the Great Magic Barrier to defend against different elementals, and Forbidden Sun as my, finishing move. Now, the last thing I want to mention about this setup that I think is very important and was absolutely not obvious when I started playing is this attack. You'll notice that when you play against some bosses in the game, if you strike at their shield, even when they're not guarding, your strike will bounce off of it as though they were guarding. Now, though this does not have that feature at all times when you're standing, when you attack with this attack, the sandwich attack, during the attack, if a weapon comes in from your left or right and collides with the shields as you're attacking, it will be deflected. This is something that I noticed initially, but I wasn't really able to pinpoint what was going on. But after a while, I realized that is the case. So I've included a few matches of myself playing PvP at the end of the video, and you'll notice an example of that shield deflection in one of those matches. So hopefully you enjoy those. Another thing I wanted to say before I go is I feel as though there's probably some other aspects to these shields that I'm perhaps not aware of or I'm missing. I think there is probably a better way to get max damage off of these, perhaps a different infusion path or something. So if anyone has any tips or any other ways to optimize the Orma's and Reeve's shields in power stance, I'm very curious to see what you guys have come up with. So make sure you leave those in the comments. Otherwise, I hope you enjoy the matches, and I'll catch you guys later. Take it easy.